Have you ever stopped to wonder what really happens when you reach your later years and find yourself truly alone? Not just spending an afternoon by yourself, but waking up every morning to silence, making a cup of tea without anyone to share it with, spending days where no one calls, no one visits, and no one even says your name. It's a quiet reality that many seniors face, and one that's rarely talked about until it's already here. But here's the truth: being alone doesn't have to mean being forgotten. It doesn't mean you've lost your purpose or your joy. In fact, there are powerful steps backed by both research and life experience that can help you thrive, even if you're living on your own. In this video, we'll walk through 4 essential things every older adult should do when living alone. These aren't fluffy self-help ideas, they're practical, proven habits that can transform loneliness into resilience and routine into empowerment. Whether you're living solo now or just thinking ahead to what those years may look like, these insights could make all the difference. And stay with us until the end, because the final habit could be the one that brings the most unexpected peace in your solo chapter of life. Let's begin. Number 1. Craft a morning to evening rhythm that grounds you. When the house is quiet and no one is coming through the door, time begins to stretch in strange ways. A day can blur into a week. Morning can slide right into the evening without much to mark the difference. This is why one of the most important steps to living well alone is establishing a simple, steady rhythm to your day. Not a rigid schedule, but a familiar pattern. Wake up at the same time, open your blinds, make your bed, brew a proper cup of tea. Go outside and feel the air, even for 5 minutes. Anchor your day with small rituals: a morning stretch, afternoon journaling, a favorite radio show at night. These touch points give your day meaning. They gently remind you time is passing and you're still here, still showing up. There's a woman named Ruth, 84, who begins each morning lighting a candle beside a photo of her late husband. She says it centers her, reminds her that she's still living a life worth tending to. Psychologists call this temporal orientation, knowing what time and day it is, and feeling grounded in the now. Without it, the mind can drift. With it, your brain and body stay in sync. Don't underestimate this simple practice. Your daily rhythm is your invisible scaffolding. It keeps your world from falling inward. Number 2, move daily, not to exercise, but to energize. Living alone often means moving less. There's no one knocking at your door, no shared chores or outings. And little by little, the body responds, becoming stiff, achy, tired. But here's the thing: you don't need to exercise in the traditional sense. You just need to move your body consistently and kindly. Simple movements count. Walking to your mailbox twice a day, reaching up to dust a shelf, marching in place during a commercial break, watering your plants with deliberate, steady steps. Every motion signals life. It tells your joints to stay open, your blood to keep flowing, your brain to keep firing. A man named Terrence, 79, started dancing for 5 minutes to jazz each morning after breakfast. He didn't plan it. He just tried it once, and it felt good. Now, it's his favorite part of the day, and his doctor says he's moving better than he has in years. Research shows even light daily movement reduces risk of falls, boosts mood, and sharpens memory. It even helps digestion and sleep. So ask yourself, how can I invite movement into my day, not for fitness goals, but for freedom? Your body has carried you through decades. It still deserves to be used and loved. Number 3, create touch points of connection, even in tiny doses. There's a difference between being alone and being isolated. Solitude can be peaceful, but isolation eats away at your heart. And yet, staying connected doesn't require a packed social calendar. You don't need to host dinner parties or join loud clubs. What you do need are small, meaningful connections, ones that remind you that you still matter. A weekly call with an old friend, a note sent to your neighbor, a conversation with the librarian or postman. Each little interaction nourishes your sense of belonging. Lillian, age 82, lives by herself in a small apartment. She began leaving short notes of encouragement on the building's message board. "You're not alone," she'd write. Or, You matter. Soon, neighbors began writing back. Now, once a week, they meet for tea in the lobby. It started with one sentence. Science backs this up. Older adults with even minimal social contact have stronger immune responses, lower risk of depression, and sharper cognitive function. So don't wait for the world to knock on your door. Extend the first hello. Send the first message. You may live alone, but you were never meant to live without connection. Number 4, discover a personal purpose that gives you direction. Perhaps the most quiet but dangerous loss in old age is the fading sense of purpose. For decades, we're needed by children, by jobs, by community. Then suddenly, no one knocks, no one asks, no one expects. And without that sense of purpose, life can start to feel like an echo chamber. But here's the truth. Your purpose isn't gone. It's just changing shape. The purpose doesn't need to be big or loud. It needs to be yours. Maybe it's baking bread once a week and giving a loaf to someone nearby. Maybe it's finally writing your story, so your grandchildren know where they come from. Maybe it's praying for others, painting, tending to a garden, or feeding the birds. These aren't hobbies. These are anchors. Like Gerald, age 85, who wakes up every morning to update his weather. Journal something he's done for 52 years. He says it makes him feel like a part of nature's rhythm. Purpose fuels the soul. It protects against depression. It adds years to life and life to those years. When you wake up with a reason, even a small one, you step into your day differently. You carry dignity, not just routine. And if you don't yet know what your purpose is, ask this: what feels good to give? What makes me lose track of time? What would I miss if I couldn't do it anymore? Even if you live alone, your life can still echo with meaning. Final reflections: alone does not mean abandoned. Living alone in your later years can feel like uncharted territory. The house is quiet. The phone doesn't ring. The pace slows. But don't let that silence convince you you've been forgotten. You are still here. You are still valuable. You are still deeply worthy of comfort, joy, and care. By creating a gentle routine, moving your body in kindness, staying lightly connected to the world, and nurturing your personal sense of purpose, you build a life that is not just survivable, but meaningful. You don't need to fill every moment with noise. You just need to fill it with intention. So, which of these first steps will you begin tomorrow? Leave a comment below and tell us what you're committing to. Is it starting a new routine, moving a little more each day, reaching out to someone, or finally doing that one thing you've always wanted to try? Your story matters to us and to others watching. And if this video touched your heart, please like, subscribe, and share. It helps us reach more wonderful people like you. You're not just a viewer, you're part of a community that believes in aging with wisdom and dignity. Until next time, take care of yourself. You are never truly alone.